putting some wheat into this bin of ours that we're going to use for seed wheat and cover crop. We usually put 50 or 60 ton or so in this bin. We usually use half of, when we seed the following year, we use half of the wheat from the prior year. In other words, half of the ground that we seed down, we'll use the prior year's wheat, and then what we're doing is we're using this fan to blow out any of the little bits of chaff and whatnot. That gets in there from the combine, although we've got a pretty clean sample here. And this wheat here is not sprouted at all. This wheat's good and clean. And we shouldn't have any problems with it. Well, we are getting into the last bit of wheat here. We got trucks moved over to the Hudson farm. We're in Camillus right now on Monroe Road. And my uncle's got two of his combines here, his 9560 on the right, our 9560 in the center, and then he's got his 9870 over here. He also has a 9550, but he took that back to his home farm. And we're going to cut the rest of this wheat with these three machines here. We're going to get going in a little while. We got a little bit of a rain shower here overnight, and we're just kind of letting things dry off a little bit. His reel is seeped down on that one side. That's all that's wrong with that. He's just got to raise that all the way up, and then he can get that adjusted down to where it needs to be. We think we've got about 4,000, between 3,500 and 4,000 bushel of wheat over here, and we'll be done here by 6 o'clock tonight or so with these three machines going at it here. We ended up putting some seed wheat in our bin this morning. However, this wheat here has sprouted quite a bit, and we'll show you what that looks like here once I get over to some standing wheat. I'll chuck some off here, and this is the first of the wheat here of our own that I've seen sprouted. Once we get going, I'll end up throwing the drone up in the air. We've got the side hill field to do there, this one here, and then we've got a field down in on the lower side there. So we'll grab a handful of this wheat here and we'll show you what it looks like here. I've got Tim over here. Maybe I can use him to hold the camera. Both of these 9560s are identical to each other. They both have the same size head on them. This is they both have 20-foot flex heads, and the 9870's got a 25-foot flex head with an air reel on it. Now the air reel works real good for, well, mainly for beans. It helps blow the pods and whatever back into the auger so that everything can be entered into the feeder house. It works pretty good on wheat too. It'll take that down wheat and get it moved out of the way of the cutter bars so that, you know, more material can come in there. If you want to hold this camera, Tim, I'll just chuck some of this off. I did some earlier, and you could see the sprouts. See, this one here has got a hair coming out the end of it there. That one's sprouted. This is the first of the wheat that we've seen like that. Now my uncle said over in Warner's, the wheat over there was sprouted as well, but this is, I probably moved them around too much, but that one kernel there, here's another one right here. It's got a sprout on it. I just broke it off, but you know, there's one right there. I just broke that. Well, that one right there. So yes, this wheat here is all gonna definitely have to go for feed wheat. So, well, we might as well get Tim, might as well get you back to the farm. We'll grab something to eat quick and we'll get started, right?
Yep.
So we should be able to get it on what we have here for trucks. We've got one more truck that Tim's going to bring over, And we'll try to get this wrapped up here. Jared's hoping to be baling straw here a little later on. They're raking right now in 2 locations, trying to get it tipped over so it can start drying out. But this here wheat was the first bit of wheat that we planted after we took corn off here last fall. And then this is bin run wheat. In other words, this is the wheat that we harvested last year that we held over for seed, and we planted it. That was the first that we planted. So we better get back at it. All right, we just put the drone up in the air, and we are on the Hudson farm right now. And I actually flew the drone up to the top of Monroe Road here, or up to the top of the hill. And what we're doing is we are looking down on the Hudson farm right now. This one piece of corn that's in front of us here, I no-tilled this into, it was an old hay field here last year. And this field here is all on a hill. And we're gonna fly over to where we're combining wheat. My uncle has both of his combines going. We've got Kyle running the 9560 in this first field that we're flying over. We'll fly over the top of him. And my cousin Matt is running the 9870, which is in the field on the other end of this field that Kyle is in here right now. This field that Kyle is in is up on top of the hill here, right in behind the Hudson farm. And when Hudsons were milking cows, they pastured this ground up top here. And right about where that one skip is there, they used to have a concrete slab, and they fed their cows up on top of this hill at night. Because the cows felt that well, the cows always wanted to go up to the top of this hill here, and they realized that it was cooler for them at night up on top of the hills. And they ended up pouring a concrete slab. That's where they fed their cows when they pastured them at night. So we're flying down into this lower field here. Kyle and Matt started combining this one, and Matt's only got a little bit left to it. There is a brick building right in the middle of this field, and this is where the water line goes through into the city of Syracuse. They've got like a valve, something or other in that little brick building there for the water line. So this is my cousin here with a John Deere 9870 with a 25-foot flex head. He's also got an air reel on it. Tim just got over here with one of the other trucks. He's going to be taking a load of wheat out of here that is on the tractor trailer. He's got that one loaded already. So we'll come back to Matt here in a second. We are combining in this lower field down on the other side of this hay strip here. The field that Matt is in and the field that I'm in, the wheat is down a little bit. And we're having to go a little slower than what we're used to here. So we've got, there's like 14 acres in this field. 9 acres in this field, 16 acres in the field that Matt is in, and there's 14 acres on the hill in the field that Kyle is in. So we're just kind of creeping along here with this down wheat, but we're getting it all. And this wheat is also sprouted a little bit too. We talked about that a little bit earlier in the video here. So we've seen enough of this combine, so we'll fly over to Matt. He's probably about ready to, he was getting to be about ready to offload his bin. I guess I missed it. He might have already offloaded. We offloaded a minute ago, and it looked like his tank was getting full as well here. must have offloaded her already. Gotta watch out for this little brick building here, but the wheat's running right at about 13–14% moisture. And you can see there's quite a bit of dust coming out of these combines here. Now this one particular head, they have an air reel on it. That works really good for doing soybeans when you've got beans that are down and they just want to kind of lay there on your cutter head. They don't want to go back into the auger, and I would have to imagine that it helps a little bit with down wheat as well. It kind of picks up the crop a little bit so you can get the cutter head to snip it off, and then it kind of flows it back into the auger, and that of course will feed it into the feeder house here. So Kyle's just coming down the hill here. You can kind of see him in the background. Now again, that combine that Kyle has is the exact same machine that we are running. My uncle also has a 9550 combine, but he ended up taking that back home. He didn't feel that we needed to run 4 combines on this one particular farm here. This one field that Kyle is in, that one's pretty steep right along with the field that he is next to. It's not so steep where he is at, but over to our right hand side here, it's rather steep right there on that one edge. I guess the only difference between our combine and John's 9560 is he doesn't have a tarp on his bin extension. We'd be able to get all 3 combines in one shot here, but I kind of wanted to keep everybody split up a little bit, and I figured we'd do this field down on the bottom side, but you can just about see us in the background there by that big house there. So a couple hours we'll have this all done, and we'll have wheat for 2021 in the books here. So we ended up having 452 acres of wheat altogether. I don't know offhand about how many acres my uncle did. I have to add that up, but he had to have done right around 220 or so at least. And then we did the remainder with our combine. And Galen Horst, he came and helped us with his Case International 9170, or 9120, is that what that was? Sarah's actually running the combine so that I can run the drone here. She just shrugged her shoulders. She didn't know what model it was. She actually has to go hauling bales here in a little while. Jared's baling right now. He's baling straw where we were combining here last night. We ended up getting a little bit of a shower, and over on the Cleverly farm they got a little bit more rain over there overnight than we did up in Atisco. And he of course brought the baler home last night. Andrew's raking straw right now up in Atisco, and Davy's raking straw over in Warner's. So we've got everybody a little split up here. It'd be nice to get everybody back on the same playing field again, so we don't have so many people stretched out all over the place, but once we get this combine done, that'll be one task. That'll be out of the way here. I am just about out of battery on this thinking phone here that I'm using for the controller, so I've got to kind of watch what I'm doing here. Now Kyle's got not quite a half a bin on yet. Alrighty, and it looks like Matt is about got a bin on. I don't know what that 9870 combine holds, maybe 400 bushel. Not quite sure, but that's got a huge bin on it. Now, somebody commented here a while ago, why do we run such small heads? Well, I'll give you the short answer to that. We're used to a heavy crop. That's a lot of straw going into the machine. We're generally seeing right around 100 bushel on wheat on the high side, 100 and a touch on the high side, and it's usually 80 to 85 bushel plus, and it's a lot of straw going through the machine. My uncle could get away with a 35 or a 40-foot head, I'm sure, on that 9870, but he does a lot of beans with it. His bean crop is usually pretty heavy, and he just runs a smaller head. I don't know if he has a larger head as well. He might have a larger head that he runs on that machine as well. I'm not sure. He's got a 12 row folding head, and I don't know if that's a Geringhoff head or if it's a John Deere folding head. But that is quite a combine compared to these 9560s. I think he said it'll do a work of maybe 3 of these machines. But he's got the equipment and the other tools to go alongside having these having this bigger combine. Definitely need trucks to haul the material away. You need the grain dryers to put the grain up and to dry the grain out. So Matt's got some falling down wheat there that's getting out away from him. So Kyle looks like he's got to come over and offload onto one of these trucks here. So these trucks are filling up rather quickly. We're going to fly the drone over to our combine here, and the battery on my phone that I'm using on the controller is about ready to call it quits. I used to know how to turn the charging on from the controller to the phone here, but it doesn't seem to want to do that anymore. So I don't know if they changed. I don't know if they changed one of the settings and one of these updates to this app or what, but I'm getting down to about 5%, 10% on the battery that's on this Apple phone, and I'm afraid that if I don't land the drone, it's going to end up landing itself, and I don't want to have that happen. So that is going to do it for Harvest 2021. I might be able to come back at you with another little partial clip, but this is going to about do it for the drone footage. Once we get to the end of the field here, we're going to land the drone, and that's going to be it for the footage from the drone here, combine for 2021. It would have been nice if Galen could have been here today, and if My uncle's other combine was on this same farm. It'd be kind of silly hitting all this with 5 combines, but it is August 6th today, and it's going to be nice to have had gotten done with this wheat harvest. It took us 5 days to get this done, so 4 days, 4 big days. So that's going to do it, folks. I want to thank you for watching, and we'll catch you at the next one. Alright, so we have landed the drone. Sarah's supposed to be hauling big bales once Jared gets baling, and Jared is, of course, baling right now. And I don't know if Sarah's going to let me back in the combine seat here. She combined on the 2nd and the 3rd day of combining. I combined here yesterday. It's been 4 days, or we've been 5 days on wheat. We start Wednesday. Well, it doesn't matter. We've been 4 or 5 days on the wheat here, and it was nice that she came over to run this combine so I could get the drone up in the air and get that job done without crashing it. So what do you think of this combining? Huh? What would you rather do? Run combine, chisel plow, or drive truck?
Chisel plow.
You'd rather chisel plow than drive truck?
Yeah, if I had a nicer truck.
Well, we got to get you in the nicer truck. What is that whole business anyways? You let Alex take over your truck.
I know, I don't know why.
You don't know why?
I like the little Ford.
You like that little Ford?
Yeah.
Do you think we ought to get another Ford, just a bigger one?
Yeah.
An older one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's going to do it, folks. We're going to try to get that other silage truck up and running, or that other Freightliner that is up and running. We'll definitely have it for corn here, but I'm not sure if we're going to have it for doing third cutting or not. We've kind of been tied up a little bit doing this wheat here for a few short days, and second cutting took us longer than we anticipated here. So that's going to do it for this video, folks. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you at the next one.